Clear for launch. Ready. Engage. Welcome all. Sorry. Me and Leo were trying to come up with a plan to make all the money. We're done. We're done not doing the money. We're gonna money now. We're gonna money it up like our name was Eugene Krabs. That's right. Gonna get my big whiteboard, and we're gonna try to break down how this works. Oh yeah, sorry. I guess that bit's over. Yeah. Do you want the Jimmy John's hat? That's what I thought. One day at Jimmy John's, free hat. You're welcome. I know most people probably don't have the balls to apply to Jimmy John's just to get a free hat, just to actually think you could do it, just to actually get a free shirt, just to actually quit because you wanted to program. And then you might get lost when you're programming, you know. You might go rip a random Yu-Gi-Oh pack. You might go play a game of zombies. You might go DoorDash a lunch or two. But then what? Oh, well, you gotta take care of yourself, right? Anyway, while I maybe haven't been taking that great of care of myself, me and Leo, our business and our ventures are moving in the right direction. Alright, I can't actually use the big whiteboard. Leo appears to have drawn quite a number of things on here that we can't erase because they're too essential for other things. So, I don't have anything to explain how we're gonna make all the money, dude. I can't. And I always lose the calculator when I feign mathematical illiteracy. I guess I could, No, it's copy. I almost just played copyrighted music. That would have been hilarious. No, what we need to do is make all the money. So let's talk about how to make all the money. I've always heard a saying in sports that pisses me off because I know how a market works and I know how an evaluation works. So, if you ever hear something like, I just try to get 1% better every day, man. That's our plan to make all the money. We're just going to get 1% richer every day. That's all it takes. We're just going to, we're just going to buy low and sell a little bit higher. And that's it. I don't think we can, why hasn't anyone thought of this? I can't actually pull up my calculator, but I can't. Oh my goodness. This place is a mess with everything I got going on. Okay. So, yeah, anyone know if you made 1% a day for a year, if you started with $1, how much money would you have if you compounded 1% a day? I'm not factoring in, the fact that we only trade Monday through Friday, and then there's a bunch of short weeks, and we only trade 6 hours out of, or 7 hours out of it. 6.5 hours a day. That's a really weird thing I'd actually like to talk about, is the fact that our markets are only open from 9:30 to 4 p.m., 9:30 to 16, which is 6.5 hours. So the market's open for about 25% of the day, and it's only open 5 days a week. It's crazy to me, how it's that limited with time. But that's not what we're here to talk about. We're here to talk about making all the money. So you had $1, 365 days later, at 1%, you now have $37.78. That sounds pretty good. I got freaking in my pocket right now. Why? There's there's $37. There's $74. There's $148. There's $370 in a year. That'd be pretty nice. But is it enough? I need a 900X. I don't need a 30X. That's right, Leo. That's why we're going for 2%. So we're gonna make 2% a day, because 37xing our money. Like, what are we, boomers? We gotta make this money now, man. So obviously in 365 days, well, we would 1377x our money. Meaning every dollar we put in, we'd make almost $1,400 from. And then we'd keep compounding after that. So 2% a day for a year? I think we can do that. Why not? I have a friend. He made so much money doing something. Why can't I? I have another anecdote. Oh my god. No. Shut up. Do you actually think we can make 2% a day for like a year, dude? Like, that's ridiculous. Most people, like, in a week, we would hit what most boomers categorize as like a good year. You know? Oh, yeah. But we gotta go now, right? This is probably the last year I want to be broke, so we gotta get going on this now. Why do I always have to think up the money thing? You can't just double what I say and then call it your own plan. 3% though. Okay. No. But for the sake of this video, let's say I could. Let's say I can make 1% a day. If you ever hear someone say something like that, just know they are so beyond gone. But if you did want to do it, what's an easy way to do it? I would say crypto would probably be the easiest way. You go like 10x leverage on like Tether. That doesn't even make sense. But just like something really stable, just go like super highly leveraged on it. And if it goes like this, just sell when it's like this, and just like buy when it's like this. It's so easy. Like, I have a friend who made $5 on Dogecoin one time. Why shouldn't I put my whole life savings in it? Dude, I had a guy, he's a cousin. He made 3% a day for 10 years, and now he owns Jupiter, dude. Like, why are we not drop shipping? No. Because we already tried drop shipping. And we were told to stop drop shipping from the Federal Trade Commission because too many people weren't getting their fake phone chargers. Won't dox myself with a story I just thought of, but yeah, no, I don't know. That's just showing off shit that doesn't matter. Making money has always been really fascinating. Because everyone is always so worried about who wins and who loses that no one ever remembers how the game got played. You know who does remember how the game got played? Every single person that had a midlife crisis. They know how they played. Every single Pokemon stuck at level 0. They know why they're at level 0. Every single time I hear a link, no. No, I'm just saying random things that I can see. No. I have been still working on my game. It feels a little off. I'm like a week late on doing the 4-month update for, you know, our bit with the devil guy. But honestly, I gotta be honest. It has, like, my progress on the game has come not to a halt, but it's slowed down a lot. I don't have that same punch in the ass in the morning that I had. I normally have to go do other things. I normally have to, like, you know, kind of just feel like I'm not doing the same thing over and over again, and also feel like I'm working on something that's a complete waste of my time. I feel incredibly insecure about working on my game maybe 10 hours out of a day. And it's mostly because I think it sucks. And it's embarrassing to me that I've spent this long on it and it's still not, you know, really, really good where I want it to be. And I'm starting to realize it might never actually get in my head where I know it could be. All like just completely on my own. Like if I hired some people or like outsourced some stuff, I'm sure it'd get there faster. But just me, it's gonna take longer than I anticipated, which I guess is why I gave myself 5 years. Um, I, you know what, Leo, you've been you put up with a lot of my bullshit lately. You sat there with me and made a card game that made no sense last week. That I really needed that. Um, oh, dude, we'll play after this. Don't even worry. Uh, yeah, neoclassical speculation. If you don't know the rules, that's probably for the best because we're still figuring them out. But the name, nonetheless, is quite groovy, and I'm not particularly motivated to actually do a whole thing where I talk about how to make 1% a day. But I did want to talk briefly. I had a friend that told me and my buddy, hey, I'm gonna make 1% a day until Halloween, and I'm gonna turn whatever I have into like 20 grand, right? And I just sat there and I was like, dude, that's genius. Dude, you broke. Dude, I think you might be. I think they might not let you trade. They might not let you place that trade. That's too one-sided. There's no way. You make 1% a day, they're gonna cut your account, dude. um, it's very naive. It's very forced. I think is like the number one adjective that comes to my head when I hear and see stuff like that. Um, Leo talks about money a lot, and so it's on my mind a decent amount. But I just keep going back to this thing of like, how did you get your money? And then, like, who cares anyway? Like, the coolest part about having a lot of money is like, you can do whatever you want. So, like, imagine if you didn't have a lot of money and you also just did whatever you want. Well, hey, it almost seems like money wouldn't change a damn thing. It's almost like I was born to win the lottery. and for loving you.